We live again. Experiment time. Testing, testing, testing.
Ah!
Jeez.
Woo!
Before we even start, oh, actually, we don't even got no VMs. We tell anybody make sure they at the back replug this Saturday.
Yes. Este sábado. This Saturday, we have the daiquiri plug starting at 8 p.m. I'm in there.
Make sure y'all come out, man. There's good vibes, good music. The daiquiri's there. Everything lovely. Everything healthy.
Good vibes only. Good vibes only. But yeah, like my nephew said, oh, it's about to get real interesting right now. Testing time. Testing.
Testing. 1, 2. Mic check.
All right,
Let's do it.
let's do it. So, Jaquan, who's your favorite Garifuna artist?
I'm gonna just say Tito.
Tito? Why you like Tito music for? So you don't have yeah.
Check. Mic check. That.
If you need to like lift it to the height, you can do it. So, question: do you like Tito's music more of a loyalty thing, or it's because you actually bang with his music?
I'll say both. Tito music actually sound good and more like a loyalty thing too, because I knew Tito since a kid.
Okay.
Like let's say two Garifuna artists drop music the same night. I'm gonna listen to Tito music first.
So, will you listen to Tito's music first before TPICS music?
Negative.
I told you, bro.
That's my grandmother. I got.
Yeah, exactly. Woo! Oh man, like which one of your grandmother's songs is your favorite?
I can't tell y'all the name of those songs.
Okay.
You know what song I'm talking about?
Yeah, Tia Caíta got a lot of great songs. And have you ever seen her perform live?
I never seen her perform live.
Holy shit! Wow. Okay.
I feel like she won't tell me personally about stuff like that. Like she'll tell everybody else and stuff. If she was to tell me that she's performing live, or I just so happen to hear it, I'll go.
Okay.
I'll go.
And like let's say if we try to do Jamie try to do an event, where you put up to hire Tia Caíta,
100%.
I fuck with that.
She has a crowd.
Yes, he does. Yes, she does.
She's performed. She performed in New York. She performed in Houston, New Orleans,
Yes.
Honduras.
Yes, she definitely got a crowd. Shout out to Tia Caíta real quick. And so question, bro. Have you ever dated a Garifuna woman?
No,
Why not?
I just want to try something different.
So you never ate Garifuna pussy?
Never in my life. I don't think I will neither.
You lying. You dead ass lying. So you
Bro,
never.
it's a cycle. It's a cycle with Garifuna. So, like, they see what their parents do. Garifuna this, Garifuna that. You know, next thing you know, you doing the Garifuna shit. Like, I just want to be different from the pattern. So me personally, I'm not eating Garifuna pussy.
So you, yo, this is shocking. This is shocking to me, right? So there's not one Garifuna chick out there that you said, damn, I want to eat that.
There's not one Garifuna chick out there that I say I want to eat that.
Holy fuck.
Only because I know they Garifuna. if I didn't know there was Garifuna and it just so happened, like I found out after, I'd probably be upset or whatever. But as long as I got the knowledge that you Garifuna, I don't want nothing to do with you.
So how will you react if people be like, oh, you discriminating against your own race?
I'm not discriminating. I just know I want to be different from what I witnessed growing up.
Okay, I like that. I respect that because everybody got their preferences, right? So what's your preference?
Everything but Garifuna. I'm not discriminated, though. I'm not discriminated.
Okay. So what is let's say in the future, right? You see a badass Garifuna that makes your heart skip a few beats. Are you gonna take it back?
Listen, I'll take that down, but there ain't nothing more than that. Like, you feel like I'll fuck or whatever. Yeah,
Okay, okay,
but
okay.
I'm not like it's not gonna be something heavy like oh we together and shit because that's what I don't want. But if I see like a badass Garifuna, it's like I gotta. I'm a man. Of course I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, okay. I respect that. And like, okay, so when it comes to like Garifuna parties, how often do you go to Garifuna parties?
Before I'll say not often at all, but now like being in Houston, I go to them pretty often.
Okay, okay. And are you impressed or disappointed?
I see. I always knew like the Garifuna culture was lit and stuff, so I can't say I'm disappointed or impressed. I just it's exactly what I thought it would be. Like
Okay.
in the Garifuna culture, everybody knows everybody. If you everybody knows everybody, so it just depends on like let's say two Garifuna promoters are throwing a party or whatever on the same night. So of course the crowd is gonna be split. But like let's say it's a designated day where it's only just one certain Garifuna promoter,
Yeah.
that party's gonna be lit.
Facts. I mean, like, what are your thoughts when it comes to that? When two Garifuna promoters throw a party on the same night?
I feel like that's whack. Like I'm the type of person like I just want everybody to be united for real. Like if we all Garifuna, chances are you already know what the Garifunas. We might be related. You might be my cousin, third
Facts.
cousin, fifth cousin, whatever it might be. So I just feel like everybody should be united. I feel like like we shouldn't just try to compete with each other. Like competing with people of your own kind is whack. Now if you're trying to compete with somebody else, that's cool and whatnot. But if you trying to compete with your own people, like I feel like you need a reality check. Because if we all unite as one, it could be some kind of takeover for real.
I agree. I mean, I think that's kind of what happened with like the Afrobeats and the Nigerians and them. I feel like they all came together. Like somebody somehow managed to get a select few and be like, yo, let's do this shit for real. Like like there must have been some type of like accordance, like agreement. Like yo, this person's gonna perform that night. You're not gonna perform. That person's gonna perform the other night. You're not gonna. There has to be some type of organization. Do you think that's ever gonna be possible with our people? Because our people are quite stubborn.
I feel like without people, with Garifuna, people will never be no type of organization. If you want to be for real, Garifunas is not organized. You get what you get with Garifunas.
Facts.
You get what you get. There's never gonna be no organization, like none of that type of stuff. Because at the end of the day, we Garifuna. You know how Garifunas get. Whether they get some liquor in their body or whatever it is they get to give them that buzz, we at the end of the day. So no, I don't think there's no type of organization with Garifuna.
All right. I mean, honestly, me personally, I feel like I have hope for the far future. At that point, I'm gonna be long retired from this. But I feel like there's gonna come like American culture that they're gonna in the sense that like they're gonna look at the bigger picture instead of stepping on toes. Like there's a lot of Garifuna promoters that are pieces of shit. Like, honestly, like there are a lot of Garifuna promoters that they don't know what they're doing. Like they only do it because they think about a few dollars.
I would say that's the only problem with like millennials, like people outside of Gen Z and all that extra stuff. Like they got too much pride. Like
Yes.
we could all come together as one and just rock out, doing shows everywhere. All the Garifuna DJs, all the Garifuna promoters. It's just the Garifuna culture. Like they just got too much pride.
I would say pride and lack of
Discipline.
discipline and education. Those two things. I feel like some people might find it offensive, but it's the truth. La mayoría de nuestra gente no son educada. Desafortunadamente, por esa misma razón, pasan muchas pendejadas en nuestra comunidad, porque la mayoría de nuestra gente, ellos le faltan niveles en la vida de educación. No estamos hablando de dinero aquí, no estamos hablando de estatus sociales. Estamos hablando de educación. Estamos hablando de principios. Mucha de nuestra gente, desafortunadamente, ellos les gustan el dinero fácil, el dinero rápido. Y ellos harían cualquier cosa de pararse en los pies de otros para conseguir ese dinero. No solo pasa con los garífunas, claro, pasa con otras culturas también. Pero ahorita estamos hablando de nuestra cultura. Y hay algunas veces que cuando yo voy a fiestas, I'm disappointed. I'm gonna tell you why I'm disappointed. Well,
If you're in the audience right now, I want you to comment. I want y'all to comment how y'all feel about the Garifuna community.
facts.
Do you feel like everybody's in competition with each other? Or do y'all feel like we should all come together as one?
Man, in the Garifuna community, there will never really be a true unity because there's always hate. There's always hate. Mind you, I feel like why is there hate amongst the American Garifunas? I understand the Hondu Garifunas, aka the coconuts. I understand. But the American Hondus, the one that was either raised here or born and raised here, I feel like you don't have no excuse to reach your full potential because you're an American citizen. So if you're a hater, that's on you. But only because the other person is achieving something and you're not, why you mad? You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the reasons why I feel many times in our culture, like that's what's gonna limit us. Other people are focusing on other people's shit instead of focusing on their own shit. If you focus on your own shit more often, you wouldn't have a reason to hate.
So let me ask you a question. Do you feel like we could be the ones to make that change?
I would say maybe your generation, my generation, nah.
There's nobody, but if you want to be real, there's nobody pushing for a change to happen. Like, everybody's just kind of, so we going to go to whatever party is lit. Whatever is the next spot we could get lit at, that's where we going to go. But it's nobody that's actually trying to push that change for unity.
Because I feel it's because sometimes people don't even know you or don't even know what you're intending to do, and they're already like, they're already hating on you. They're already like, nah, we're not gonna fuck with that guy. That's because you don't represent what they represent. So like, you could try to represent positivity, but most Garifunas don't represent positivity. Most Garifunas represent fucked up shit. Like in the sense, people are gonna be like, what he's talking about. Okay, let me give examples of what I'm talking about. Con nuestra gente, la mayoría del tiempo, um, cuando tratas de darle clase, cuando le tratas de darle calidad, la mayoría del tiempo ellos no lo aprecian. La mayoría del tiempo ellos van a hablar mierda, van a criticar. Digamos, si tenemos una fiesta en un club que tiene las luces bellas, las sillas bellas, los bartenders saben lo que hacen, todo está bien y estamos cobrando $40 a la puerta, van a llorar. Oh, ¿por qué están cobrando $40 en la puerta? Pero ellos no se fijan en todo lo que le estás ofreciendo. You could be offering legacy gifted, right? With like, let's say, fucking Little June in a nice club. Yeah, and they'd be like, oh, Little June and legacy gifted. We're not gonna pay $40 for that, but they're gonna go pay $40 for a Jamaican artist. It's the truth. They're gonna go pay $40 for a Panamanian artist.
I feel like people just want to go to where it's more lit. Like, it don't matter if it's that's your culture. People just gonna want to go to wherever they gonna have the most fun at.
I mean, like, what's your definition of fun when it comes to parties?
My definition of fun when it comes to party is I want to see females riding cheeks. That's me personally. That's what I want to see. I want to see good vibes. I want to good music. All that. I want to see females ride. I don't want to just see a bunch of niggas just standing around with their hands crossed against the wall like that. That's not what I want to see.
Will you ride cheeks?
100%.
Oh shit. Okay. Is this Jaquan or Justin?
Both.
Fuck my name. Yeah. There we go. No capping in this episode, baby. This is still the testing episode. But yes, you said we should get more toxic. Let's get more toxic. You start.
I start.
Let's get more toxic. If y'all wanna get toxic, si ustedes quieren que nos pongamos más tóxicos,
We just want y'all to know too. We not only talking to each other. Whatever the audience that's here, whatever questions y'all want to ask or however y'all feeling y'all want us to talk about, y'all can comment that in the chat. Like it's not just a conversation between us two. Like everybody's involved.
Like, honestly, there's a lot of like, there's a lot of dilemmas, right? When it comes to like our culture. Our culture is beautiful. Our culture offers a lot, but then, boom, vienen las pendejadas. You know what I'm saying? Like Garifuna porn. You ever heard of Garifuna porn?
Never heard of Gotti for
So,
that porn.
so you never seen a Garifuna leaked video ever? One of those Garifuna like never they never sent it to you ever like nothing.
Nah, I feel like I'm not at that age bracket yet.
Okay, makes sense. Okay, I mean, you were old enough when the Garifuna porn thing started to come about. You were at least 20 by that time. By that time. Yeah.
Wait, Dabalugu. Hobie Gigget.
That's a good one. I was not expecting that. That's good shit. You got me, bro. You got me. That was funny. Like, I could then picture that shit. Hey.
Ube do not know.
Hey. Oh shit.
Nah, but I never seen no type of Garifuna porn or nothing like that.
I mean, when they released the Garifuna porn, because it's a kind of like Garifuna porn, they share that shit faster than people could drink water, bro. Like for instance, like we could do like a positive episode like we were just doing, right? People are gonna log out because they don't give a fuck about that. But let's say if I mention a name right now about somebody, they're gonna share it because they want that, or they might even tag that person into the episode because they want it to get messy.
So let's get messy. Let's name drop.
Name drop. I don't think I'm fucked up enough to do that yet. Like,
We're gonna save it for a little later in the episode.
yeah, probably at that point maybe I'll be a little more lit, but at this point I'm not yet. I mean, ask me anything, bro. Ask me anything. Seriously. Anything. You said let's get messy. I'm willing to open that door.
Alright, so would you? Alright, go ahead.
Y'all in the audience, y'all could ask me anything too. Me pueden preguntar cualquier cosa.
Yeah, we want the audience to interact. Jeremy, we about good vibes and stuff, health most importantly. So if we ask y'all questions and we ask y'all for a challenge, it's gonna be a health challenge. But we want y'all to interact with us. It's not just us having a conversation between each other. Like we want everybody to interact. Like
Facts.
we want everybody to have a good time, good vibes, all that.
So X.
As for now, I feel like I gotta think about a question for you. Like, I gotta sit on that one. I gotta
That's
think
what she
about.
said.
I gotta think about a question. But
Okay.
if you have a question you want to ask me, no matter what it may be, go ahead.
Okay. Let me see what I could come up with from the top of my head. All right. So which Garifuna? Well, then again, you don't really know that many Garifuna artists.
Yeah, I try not to be in tune with that,
No,
with the
you-
culture.
no,
Just
you
in tune
should.
with my ancestors.
Because by the time you have your own family, bro, you don't want your family to not know where they come from.
I want my family to know where I come from, but I feel like with our culture, it's just too much craziness, like incest.
I mean, it happens. It still kind of happens sometimes, yes. But like, let's be honest. Every other culture started like that too. The people, the pilgrims that came here. It was only a certain amount of them that came to like, that fucking boat. Yeah, like the settlers, the first settlers that settled.
I got my first question to you. No disrespect. I'm just making it be known. Have you ever seen or met a cousin that you like out fuck?
That's a good question.
No disrespect to who.
Yeah, that's a good question. To be completely honest, I'm not capping right now. I'm not capping. Like most cousins that I actually care about and grew up with, I have my morals straight. Like if I know, let's say, if I know you are Guerrero or you are Mariano Guevara, like that, Avila, then no. If I know,
So what if you don't know and you find out after? I'm
that
I'm gonna be real. I had a cousin I fucked.
that's different.
I ain't know though till after.
That's a completely different scenario. Because if you really, honestly, genuinely don't know, then that's not on you.
But would you be willing to find out? Like, let's say somebody came to you like, oh yeah, I'm Honduran too, but the last name is like something of the nature that's not necessarily relevant to you, because that's what happened to me. Like, I don't know many Castejones.
Me
That's exactly why I did what I did.
That's
But come to find out later, that was my cousin.
oh man, vale verga. At that point, shit, fuck it, YOLO, right? Like honestly, it happens in our community quite often. So like, yes, like honestly, I think we all have, including me.
I feel like it's more though, like incest is more present in the Garifuna. Well, we Garifuna, so I can't speak from any other cultures, but I
Yeah.
feel like it's more present in our cultures. 'Cause
Okay,
ain't no reason why our family tree is always so big.
this is my thing. There are a lot of garifunas, especially like the man, not really with the woman, but the man. There are a lot of garifuna men that don't give a fuck. They could be like first cousins. They could be first cousins, like their brother's daughter or their sister's daughter. They're still gonna fuck just because they find them attractive because they're sick in the head. First cousins, bro. We talking about like let's say, um, as an example, as an example, uh, Nandy's your aunt, right? Like Nandy fucking you, like that. Yes, it gets messy like that in our culture, where like it gets real nasty, real dirty, real fast.
That's true though. That's 100% facts. It does get messy in our culture. You know, I've seen it firsthand. I've done it firsthand.
But
But
not
to my defense, I didn't know. I didn't know
like I said,
till after.
it's different when you don't know. It's not your fault. Like I'm a firm believer that if you honestly don't know, like don't hold that against yourself. Like you don't fucking know. You know, if anything, that's your parents' fault. Because I feel like our parents are responsible before we become adults. They're responsible to make sure that we know in a way.
Do you feel like it's your parents though, or your grandparents?
Both. I hope both accountable. Like me, like with me and my kids, like that's one thing I discuss with my wife all the time. Like I want our kids to go to Honduras as much as possible so they can know their family over there because they got family in Honduras. So, Station Jamie, you want to hear something crazy?
Welcome to the show, Giselle. Hello, Cat. We missed a lot of comments.
Oh shit! How the fuck that happened?
Yeah, we missed a lot of comments.
Yo,
We
where
haven't
where
been
the comments
tuned
came
in.
from?
Yeah. Let's take a second real quick to read y'all comments. We're gonna acknowledge y'all. Buiti going you, Giselle. Buiti going you, Cat.
Holy crap! We missed a lot of comments. Let me go and scroll up, cause
Whoever said the lack of knowledge and education is crazy to me, I agree. It's a lot of. Oh, that's stuff. No, that wasn't stuff. The lack of knowledge. I agree with you, Giselle. Facts you have to do for yourself instead of talking or gossiping on other people's success. I agree with you 100%, Giselle. It takes a lot. Giselle says, Samsation, it takes a lot to make an event happen, bro. 100%, especially with the type of culture we in. Like, our culture, Garifuna culture, we, like, just naturally, they always in competition with each other. It even happened at the last event, like, last minute, some other promoters decided to throw the event the same night that DJ Samsation was throwing the event, and ultimately ended up in a split crowd. But like that shit whack if you ask me.
it's always the same situation with these coconuts. Always these motherfuckers trying to step on your toe type shit.
Giselle said, "I party with any culture and I move facts. Any culture I party with, I'm in there."
Sensation, okay, where you read that at?
That's right under Cat's comment.
Alright.
Right under Cat. Samsation, Jimmy. It takes a lot to make an event happen, bro. and then right under.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I love to have a great night when people behave themselves at an event.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's
Wh-
why I don't really like going out because coconuts. Like
Yeah, honestly,
I care about my safety more than anything. Like I don't want to have to feel like I'm gonna go out and have to be on point because then I'm gonna end up like one of those dudes standing in the against the wall with their hands crossed, like I don't care about the bitches riding cheeks.
because you gotta be on guard, right? And let's
Hmm.
be honest, vamos a ser honesto. Like, there's a difference between Garifunas that grew up here in the States and Garifunas that grew up in the motherland, and then Garifunas that are in between. I'm one of those Garifunas that is in between. Like, I grew up in Honduras, but I was born in the States. Sensation, you want to hear something crazy? I haven't heard of biological brothers touch their own blood sisters. Shaking my fucking head to that. Is it? Yeah, that is true. That has happened. Yes.
Sick.
Sick, super sick. Um, that's one thing about the Garifuna culture that a lot of people don't talk about: pedophilia, and rape and sexual assault. Like, I feel like in our culture that's very prevalent, but nadie tiene las bolas de hablar sobre eso because you don't want to ruffle the wrong feathers. That's the truth. Many times in the Garifuna culture, people are not willing to speak about that topic because they probably know somebody that have done it, and they don't want to feel like they gotta carry that cross.
Giselle, let me ask you a question, Giselle. Do you know somebody in the Garifuna culture, or have you ever thought about doing incest?
Hmm, that's a good question. I was born in Honduras and left there at an early age and grew up in America. Oh, there we go. So Giselle, you're a little more American than Hondu because you have the Honduran experience, but then at the same time you got the American experience because that's where you live. But I'm pretty sure that, like, with the parents that you grew up, right? They taught you about the culture. They put that you know, in your everyday life. So that even though you grew up here at a young age, vos no te americanizaste demasiado, ¿me entendés? Right? Am I right or wrong? Like, honestly, like, ese es uno de los temas que desafortunadamente en nuestra cultura mucha gente le dan la espalda, el tema de violaciones, de acusaciones sexuales, todo eso pasa frecuentemente en nuestra cultura, pero la mayoría de la gente no le gusta hablar sobre eso porque tal vez ellos conocen a algún tío, tía, hermano, sobrino que han hecho esa mierda. Entonces ellos no quieren sentir que ellos también son culpables de lo que le ha pasado a otra víctima. Pero eso no es el propósito. A veces tenemos que hablar sobre eso para que salga a la luz, ¿me entendés? Um, Hold on. Oh. Okay, we got a special guest with me tonight. Well, he's not so special anymore. Everybody, todo mundo, welcome back, Mr. King Leo himself, the homie Luke Kane. What's going on, Javi?
Right back at you, brother. What's good?
Bro, yeah, we talking about basically we started the episode over because we first started at like 7:45, 7:50, maybe 8 o'clock. We did about 45 minutes, right? And then we wanted to do an experiment about basically what we were talking about before compared to now. It wasn't really interesting to people, so like a lot of people didn't like engage compared to now. So now when we switch the topic up and we start
Hold on,
talking
hold on,
about
hold on. Nah, Javi. We just want to know if you seen a cousin that's attractive, are you fucking that cousin?
No,
Wait, what's your ethnicity, Javi?
he's Honduran.
Like you fully Honduran?
yeah,
All right, so basically we'll just talk about like in the Garifuna culture, like we got like there's a lot of incest in the Garifuna culture. Hence why the family tree be so big and so hard to
Facts.
explain to other people. Do you personally know any Garifunas, maybe not family, that committed something like incest?
Like second cousin type shit, or maybe brothers and sisters.
yeah. I have someone like that in my family, but
Was it on purpose or they didn't know? It's a difference.
no, they're not. Um, they were born off that, so I'm not really gonna like get too much into that because because that's like
Of,
really like a personal thing with my family. But
of course, of course.
yeah, but
Listen, we get
that's
toxic here.
neither that's
I
that's
man,
neither
I even
that's neither
other
here nor
cousins.
that's neither here nor there with me because whatever that person parents did that has nothing to do with me. So that was like literally before our time and literally out of our control. Like we a lot everybody on this planet didn't ask to be born in whatever circumstances they
That's
were.
a
So
fact.
we just but would I personally do it? No. I have a lot of female cousins. Like I have a lot of girl cousins. A lot of them are very attractive, very beautiful. Um, I just don't see them like that, man. They're like my sisters.
So, have you fucked a Garifuna before?
Yeah.
Do you necessarily know, like, they possibly might be my cousin or not, type shit? Like,
I mean, if that's the case, then shit, I didn't know. I didn't know, and I'm sorry. I can't unfuck you, so it's over.
see, that's
I
that's
got what else? What do you want me to
before
do?
before you joined. That's what I was pretty much explaining. Like, I found out after the fact that that was my cousin. I don't even know why I'm saying this right now, but I fucked.
As long as you didn't smash again after you knew that, you're fine.
Exactly. It's a difference when you don't know. You are innocent bystander.
I feel like it's not fine though. Like at that, like that's still
It's
yo.
Of
not.
I
It's
course,
feel like
it's not.
I should have
It's
known.
not
it's
because it's impractical and it's unethical and it's morally wrong. But you didn't know that either. So who can you really blame?
exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's. I agree with
You
Javi.
could blame your parents or your grandparents.
Yeah, yeah. I
They
agree.
weren't aware of your situation. It's not like you running back telling your family everything you do outside.
They wasn't, but I feel like it's their job once you feel me. You born into this world. I feel like it's their job to
Really?
make it know who your family is,
Like, at
so
least
that
your
you could,
immediate family,
yeah,
right?
not only immediate, but
I don't know,
like
man. That sounds
third
kind
and
of
fourth
selective
cousins. So
to
at least
me.
you could put together like, all right, you meet. Let's say you meet somebody one day. I feel like it's your grandparents and your parents' job to make it known that like, all right, at least once you meet this person, whether it's your third or fourth cousin, that you should know at least that they family. So you don't do something. You don't commit incest, basically.
Like,
Can't say that, bro.
I,
They're not
I,
with you all the time.
I mean, I feel like they could take you around the family more often, though. I feel like there's certain family members, there's certain parents that are like, oh, fuck Garifunas. I don't fuck with Garifunas. Next you know, they have a kid that the kid ends up going to the Garifuna culture.
I'm sorry, mom, but that's how my mom is. Like
Um,
she don't take part. Like she'll rather be out the way, mind her business when it comes to the Garifuna culture and stuff. But that's how she is.
I mean, I know a lot of a lot of people like what you like that. I know a lot personally like that they think in their mind. I'm not saying that your mom does, but the ones that I know in their mind, they think they're better than the Garifuna.
It could be that could be exactly what she think it is. But at the end of the day, we still Garifuna. Like I feel like you should never forget where you came from.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people that be like, I don't fuck with Garifuna, I don't fuck with coconuts, bro. Probably your parents are coconuts. Maybe your grandparents are coconuts. Like I don't know that many third generation Garifunas, American Garifunas. Meaning like I don't know that many Garifunas that their grandparents were American citizens. Most Garifunas is like their parents were American citizens, or maybe they are the first in their lines to be American citizens. So technically their parents are coconuts. Technically their parents are the same people that they talking shit about.
That's a fact.
yeah.
It,
I agree.
and it's sad because I see it often because I consider myself an American coconut. I say it like that because I was born here, but I was raised over there. So basically, I see kind of like both sides of the fence type shit. And I grew up over there. I lived 13 years in Honduras. No, I lived 12 years in Honduras, and then I lived about 10 years in New York before I left. So I saw kind of both sides in a way that like yo like I see the difference between like Hondus and then American Hondus. But what I don't like or I don't agree with is like certain Garifunas acting like they better just because they were born here. That's what I don't have. That's what I have a problem with, because at the end of the day, people like Donald Trump don't fuck with us. It's the truth. Like
I guess.
I mean, it's the
I
truth.
guess,
I'm not saying
I guess.
that like your preference of liking Donald Trump is wrong. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that most of the time Donald Trump will want you to sit on the same table that he's in.
That's a fact, though. You got a big point, but I feel like, not that I know any of Donald Trump preferences or nothing, but what I feel like is Donald Trump just don't want the illegals just crossing the borders. Like, if you're already here, and then Donald Trump get here as
but
president,
his
like,
his wife was illegal. Well, not illegal, but his wife is not American though.
that's what I.
His wife is not American. Like he's literally anti-immigrant, but his wife is literally that.
Anti-new immigrant, or like
He probably, I know why he basically has an issue with like immigrants, meaning like people that come inside illegally without documents. That's what he has an issue with, and I respect that.
that's a different topic. Because I was gonna say, like, look what's going on in today.
Hey, let's get messy. Let's get messy, bro. Don't hide the mic.
Nah, like, I'm just saying, like, look what's going on in today's world. Like, you feel me? Like, if I had the chance to be president, me personally, I'm building that wall too.
Hey, I mean, there's got to be some type of standard, or else things are gonna get out of control.
Even though not even half, majority of my family is immigrants, they might have their papers now or whatnot, but it's like, I'm building that wall too.
I mean, like honestly, like the bias standards and the double standards, it frustrates me. Like, let me give you an example. Even though I was born here, I obviously have an accent, right? I have an accent. So I grew up in a world where like now, like Africans are cool now. Afro beats, all of that shit is cool now. Me growing up in the Bronx in 2002, 2003, back then that shit wasn't cool. So people will either make fun of my accent just because I have an accent, or they will make fun of how I look because I look like an African, right? But especially back then. So like, I don't have the look that like Javi has. Javi has the light skin look, right? So let's say
Javi has a Puerto Rican.
yeah,
Dominican
exactly.
or
He got the
something. I
Puerto
didn't even know
Rican
he was
type of look.
Honduran.
So
Got
if
you
we
for
were
that.
in let's say we were in the 1800s and the 1700s, Javi would have been a slave, a house nigga. I would have been a field
I would
nigga.
say Javi would be a field. Both of y'all.
No, Javi would have been a house nigga. Because
Oh yeah,
he would have. He would have.
You're
been
right.
a
You're
house
right.
nigga.
Javi house would have been a house nigga, and we
I
both
would've
would have been
been-
in the field.
What I would have been was a
I would have been
runaway
under the
man,
field or
bro.
something.
Yeah, for
I would've
real.
been a
Like,
runaway slave.
Nah, no runaway say you would have been in our house taking orders.
Yes, that is
If they said polish their toenails, you was doing that.
facts. Back in those days, that's one thing that a lot of people say now. Like a lot of black people or colored people say now, "Oh, I wouldn't have been with the shits back then." Back then was a different world. Back then, white people had the balls that they don't have now. Meaning, like back then, they would have shut your head off as soon as you start running. Bullet. You know what I'm saying? Like back then, it was a different world. They brought Africans to a whole new land that they didn't know. Imagine, Javi, right? You didn't grow up in Honduras, right? So imagine somebody goes and throws you in fucking Costa Rica or Nicaragua, and you don't know shit about Nicaragua or Costa Rica. You're gonna feel lost. Yes, you probably might have the survival mentality, but at the end of the day, you don't know that land. You don't know where you at. So it's gonna be hard for you to fight back when you don't know how to come up with strategy when you're in a new place. You're in a new place. You don't know shit about that place. It's like going to the enemy's patio. The enemy has the advantage because the enemy knows every route. The enemy knows the seasons. The enemy knows who fucks with him and who doesn't fuck with. Like there's advantages in everything in life. So when the Africans were brought here as slaves, they had that taken away from them, that advantage. So the only thing that they had was maybe physicality, maybe. That's it. But they didn't know how to speak English. They didn't understand English. So it's like, you got to understand how this country was built upon. This country was built upon slavery and immigrants. And now we're in 2024 where a lot of people kind of tend to forget about that. Like we getting messy, right? We're gonna get messy. So this is me getting messy.
Let's talk about it, no
Let's
cap.
talk
That's
about
the
it,
name
no
of the
cap.
show. Let's talk about it, no cap. However y'all feeling in the audience, y'all can comment that too. Like we said, we don't want y'all to feel left out. Y'all can just comment whichever y'all want. We gonna respond to it. Let's get messy though, no cap.
Honestly, like me personally, like with the Hondus, that's what it was. There's a lot of there was a big migration of Hondus in the 60s and 70s into the States. Just like the Puerto Ricans and the Dominicans. Like, only that there's more focus on the Dominicans and the Puerto Ricans because they're the majority. But at the same time, there was a big influx of immigrants from our people in that time too. So a lot of our people back then, they didn't have the options that we have now. Like a lot of our grandparents or parents were like home attendants, or they were doing jobs that were like, low paying jobs, because one, they didn't know the language. Some of them came to the United States without knowing no shit of English. So what are you gonna do? Even if you came with papers, you're not gonna get the job that you want because you don't know the language. So you're gonna struggle. And then they come and they get pregnant, they have the kids, which became the millennials, like me, my generation. And then my generation sometimes tend to forget only because they didn't grow up in Honduras, or they look at the Hondurans from Honduras like shit, like, oh, they don't know how to act and this and that. But little do they know that their parents were the same exact people, only that their parents made a decision to come to the States to give them a better life. You know what I'm saying? So, like, me personally, I have a pet peeve with that, because I feel like there's a lot of ignorance when it comes to our culture. Not only when it comes to parties, not only when it comes to, like, shit like that. We're talking about life in general. Like pedophilia, rape, all of that shit is hardcore in our culture, because a lot of people just focus on stupidity instead of speaking about shit like that.
Giselle said yes, and working with some Jewish people doing cleaning.
You see?
Wait, tell me, where's Giselle from? New York or Houston?
Yeah, New York. She's from New York.
So, from New York, Brooklyn or the Bronx?
Giselle, where you from? Brooklyn or Bronx? I think she's from the Bronx, though.
I ain't gonna lie, I went to Brooklyn one time and I see nothing but Jewish people.
Facts.
You was probably in Sheets Bay or Bensonhurst.
It's like Brooklyn got their own town of Jewish people. Like they got their Jewish court. Like even like the Jewish people in Brooklyn got their own everything. Like that's like I felt like I was in a different part of New York. Like that's crazy.
Now those people have unity. Those people have unity. New York City, that boogie down Bronx, baby. Okay, yeah, I feel you.
It's not that much Jewish people in the Bronx, though.
Nah,
yeah.
Because the entire Bronx is the hood. Even Pelham Bay Park. People think that
they
they
own
live
a
in
lot of buildings, though.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
They own a lot of buildings.
They definitely they own the buildings and they own us.
That's like City Island, bro. City Island, damn
City Island, same shit, bro.
Yeah, it's like the nice part of the Bronx or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, City Island is a vibe, but City Island is the same shit as Pelham Bay Park. Pelham Bay Park is like the last stop before City Island. But me personally, bro, yeah, about the messiness.
Yeah, I can understand what you're saying. It's crazy because I'm not a coconut. I'm a full blown American.
Time out. Which part of the towns you from, Javi? Like New York City? If
He's
you don't know
from the Bronx.
Oh, Javi from the Bronx?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
I grew up around that. Well, I'm not gonna say I grew up. I seen it growing up. Just some things that are just unspeakable. And
incest. Like that shit unspeakable.
Not necessarily, but yes, people being cheeky like that. And I mean, I don't know. Like, there are some of us that never follow that suit, and then there's some of us that just, I guess you can't help yourself. I don't know. One thing I could say is that American culture is no different from that either.
That's what I told. Didn't I tell you that?
But we not American though, for real. Like,
yeah,
you like. I spent a lot of time in Honduras, just like you. But like at the end of the day, we Garifuna, we Honduran, we not Americans. So me personally, I don't really got Americans in my family, so I can't really speak about Americans.
No, bro. See, this is where you got it wrong, bro. Where were you born?
I was born in the Bronx. I was born in Jacoby. I'm from the X.
I get
you were born here. You were born here, right?
You're an American.
You were raised here, right?
Yeah, I'm an American.
But your household is not the same as where you were born and where you were raised at. See,
that's a fact.
You could live in a Garifuna household and still consider yourself that, but that's not what you are. Your parents, yes, they were born there, they lived it, they were raised through that.
Look,
that's
you
who
missed,
they are. They are
you missed the whole stuff before. Like even down to my females, like I don't want a Garifuna female.
I'm gonna give you a prime example. I'm gonna just give you a prime example before you interject. What you're saying right now, what I'm telling you right now, is a fact. You can't You can't disprove a fact, something that is true. What do I mean by that? Let me just take a prime example with people from Baltimore. People from Baltimore are obsessed with the fact that they think that Baltimore is not a part of Maryland when it is, in fact, a part of Maryland because Baltimore is a city and Maryland is a state. Now, what
Facts.
do I mean when I say facts?
Hold on, my
That's
fault
the
to
fact.
interject. My fault to interject. But I just want you to know, like, we doing the test right now. Like, we got to be toxic. It's a test right now, so we supposed to be toxic right now. So we can't. It's no type of positivity right now because that's what we just did before you joined. So it's a test right now. We supposed to be negative. Like we just trying to
We're
test.
doing
We
a
You
trying to
want me?
test.
see.
Hold
Yeah.
on. Time out. You want me to be negative or you want me to be delusional?
Nah, look,
Because that's two
I don't
different
want you.
things. Like,
Nah, we want you to be real and negative
And
because for
raw.
me, we
Basically,
before
Javi,
you,
I want the raw version of you.
yeah, because
Pause.
before you we was on some positivity shit. We was on some like we had a good topic going, but it wasn't really jumping like that. So we decided to do a test prior to you joining. We want to do a test to pretty much
See the
make
difference.
sure see the difference. I can't even say see the difference because what we were saying, which is still kind of true right now, is like that's what we wanted to see. So this what we doing right now, this conversation we having, this live we having, is not about positivity. We supposed to be negative. That was the point of the second live that you now have joined because you wasn't in the first one. So negativity is the point. You feel me?
well, and like I said, in a negative light, whatever I seen in the Honduran community within family, Garifuna culture is no different from any other culture. Americans do the same disgusting shit too, like they do. And I don't know, man. Like I mean, I grew up different. I grew up in the hood. I was around black people most of the time in my life, so I kind of see things in a different light. You know, sometimes I get like some Garifunas get offended when I ask them like, why do you not saying why do you listen to your parents, but why do you listen to some of the ignorance that they tell you, or why do you follow suit, or why do you not stand up for yourself? Like, well, I don't get it. Like, what's gonna happen if you
Do
tell
you
your
feel like
parents the truth?
Garifunas listen to their parents though? Like
Hell
I
no,
don't know
nigga.
about you. I don't know
If you
about
tell
your
them,
experience.
if you tell them the truth, in my eyes, if you tell them the truth, it's a sign of disrespect to them. And the only reason they see it like that is because they not having it their way. That's the only reason why they think it's disrespect. That's how I see it. Like it's like you can't get
Facts.
mad at me for keeping it a buck with you.
But that's like the conversation we was having about millennials and Gen Z though. Like we had this conversation last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. That our parents, like as Garifunas, our parents grew up different than we did. You feel me? So I'm Gen Z, you millennial, right?
Yeah.
So as a millennial, like the way Gen Z is now, millennials was not allowed to talk back to their parents as the way Gen Z does now. They look at it as disrespect. But to us as Gen Z, cause for me, I'm still young. I'm only 24. You feel me? I'm Gen Z. I was born '99. I was taught to voice my opinion, even from my parents. My parents got even not born on there. You feel me? They
Well, see,
wasn't
here's the
allowed to.
thing.
Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of us out here actually had parents that allowed us to do that. It's just the majority of Garifuna parents we had were strict. They were hard. They
They
were
allow
hard nosed.
you. Nah, look, they allow you to do it though. But once you do it, how do they see it? Do they take it as disrespect? You feel me? Or they?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you, bro.
That's
Like
exactly because that's not
the
how they
majority.
was raised. When the way they was raised, they wasn't allowed to feel me talk back to their parents how the Gen Zs do it nowadays.
Yeah,
So
but just
like,
because just because they were raised that way does not mean that that was ethical or practical at all. Like that happened to you because that happened to you. Now you have a
it's
chance
because I'm Gen
to
Z
break.
though.
It has nothing to do with your generation, bro. Like, don't get me wrong. Your generation is super disrespectful
Even
and a lot of shit and are coddled, spoiled, ignorant punks. But at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with it has to do with the person. Like people break generational curses all the time. Like it doesn't.
Not necessarily. I will never disrespect my mother. You feel me? I love my mother to death. I'll never disrespect
But
my mother.
this
I
is what
went through
I'm
some
trying to.
shit with her. I was just telling her like, you feel me, some regular shit that I felt like that she was doing wrong, and she still took it as disrespect. You feel me? And went along to everybody else and made it seem like I was being disrespectful when in reality, at the end of the day, I was just voicing my opinion. But I understand that, you feel me? My mother was born in Honduras and shit. That's not how she was raised. That's millennial. That's not how she was raised. You feel me?
Yeah,
But
again, that really means nothing, bro, at all. Like I said, like it takes a certain individual to break a cycle, to break a generational curse. So, like, your mother could have been the first person in your family to actually allow that to happen, regardless of how she was raised or not. Maybe she thought to herself, you know what? I don't want my son going what I went through with my parents. That's why I raised him a certain way because that's my child. You get what I'm saying? It has nothing to do
I
with the
get what you're
fact
saying.
that it's not. It has nothing to do with the fact that my mom was born in Honduras, so she gonna be like this. So I have to accept that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yes, you can accept it to an extent, though. But at the end of the day, right is right and wrong is wrong. Up is up and down is down. Like, no matter how you want to spin it or turn it or whatever, like you grow up, your brain grows, your brain develops, you have knowledge, you know what you're doing. Like you absolutely like it doesn't matter like how you were raised. Like at the end of the day, respect is respect. You know, and you can voice your opinion all you want. You have every right to do that. It's how you say things. So even if you said something that had no, you weren't cursing, you weren't yelling, you weren't loud, just know that you weren't disrespectful. So they take that as a sign of disrespect, and that just lets you know that you can't talk to that person. You can't tell them anything because they're not trying to hear you. All they want to hear is you abiding to whatever it is that they're telling you, and they think they know what's best for you. Like, and it don't work like that.
Is
Life
though,
don't
like
work
I
like that.
as a
You,
nah
you have
nah,
to
you
make your
correct
own
though.
mistakes. You
I
have to
agree.
make your own mistakes. You have to fix your own mistakes. You got to do shit on your own when you get to a certain echelon in your life. Like, your parents are not always gonna be there for you. That's
I
like
agree
for
with
real.
everything you saying, but if they wasn't, feel me, if they wasn't brought up that, look, speaking in a parent's point of view, not that I'm not a parent or none, so for me, I wouldn't understand. But speaking in a parent's point of view, like that's not how they see it though. Like as a Garifuna parent, that's not how they see it.
You can't speak. Look, this is what I learned in life. If you are something that you're not or you can't relate, you can't really speak to that perspective. And that's no disrespect to your opinion or anything like that at all. Because we're just having a conversation here.
No,
But
that's a fact.
you
That's a
can't
fact. No
put
disrespect.
you can't put yourself in your parents' shoes, bro. You're not even a parent yourself. You don't got no kids. So
That's a fact.
you can't really sit here and tell somebody like, nah, yeah, but my parents, but like that's your parents. That's not you. That's not how you were brought up. Like how you were brought up has nothing to do. Like you feel me? Like that's the same thing. Like that's what my pops. Like me and him don't talk. We don't get along. We have a disconnect. Regardless of how that man is raised, my man, you still have a son. Like you still have responsibilities. Like you still
But
have to
that
be.
just goes to show, like, you feel me, like, no disrespect to your pops or you or anything. That just goes to show, like, from he expected something. He might have, not even he did. He might have expected something different. Maybe he did. He did expect you to kiss his ass, but you didn't. But that's how he might have been brought up. He might have been brought up not to voice his opinion because whatever his parents said, go. You feel me? But in this generation of where we from in the Bronx and shit, that's not how we are as a people.
Listen,
You
when
feel
you
me? Like
move somewhere, when you live somewhere else and you move somewhere, you adapt. So that means that the way you live is not going to be the same anymore. So if you think
I don't
that
change the culture
anybody,
part of it though. That don't change the aspect. Like that don't change the
I'm not
aspect
saying
of.
I'm not saying that, but nigga, they not out there taking clothes and rubbing it on rocks and leaving it on drives. Like they got access to a lot of shit now. So it's like once they learn how to use these things and everything that's available to them, they're passing it on to you now. Now you could take whatever you learn from your parents and all, but at the end of the day, it's not gonna change the fact of where you're from, who you are, and like where you've been at and all that. Like it's not gonna change that because whatever your mom or your dad went through, you didn't go through that, bro. You went through a whole different process, bro. That's all.
That's a
All you
fact. I
really
agree.
got is her. All you really got is her blood running through your veins and her last name. That's all you really got, bro.
I agree. That's a fact. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like you your own person. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, when it's your time and when it's your turn to have kids, you might not even take the same path that you were. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. You never
All right, so
know.
let me ask you a question. No, I'm gonna just say no disrespect again, cause you feel me, no disrespect, but you you fuck with your pops or not? I don't know if you say you feel me. You don't
Nah,
speak then.
I
Nah.
don't, nah, we don't have a
So
relationship at all.
all right. So do you feel like I feel me? I just got a relationship with my pops within the past 3 years. For me, I ain't never really have a relationship with him. But do you feel like your pops either expected you to be somebody that you're not today? Like they he have like a certain like how that went down? If you don't mind me asking, how that went down? Like how like what made y'all
Long,
not fuck with?
long story short, he was an absentee father. He was just there. He was married to my mom for X amount of years. When they separated, he stopped coming around. He stopped being a father at that point. He felt like at that point, like since my mom no longer wanted to be him, he felt like having no relationship, which it having semi relationships, thinking that we supposed to call him and visit him on his command and all that. That's what he thought, and it just didn't work out that way. Because we were growing up, we had our own shit, we had our own fucking problems. Like I had friends, I had girlfriends that he probably ain't know, like just shit, just growing up as a teenager in the Bronx. You outside every day, bro. You balling, you
That's a
probably
fact.
robbing niggas, you probably going to school. I don't know what niggas is doing, but when you don't got your pops in your life and you don't got no guidance, you doing whatever. So where he went wrong is it ain't about how much money you got or what you expected me to be or whatever. It's the fact that you abandoned your responsibilities. That's what it
That's a
is.
fact.
Like, and that's
Do
a,
you
and
feel like
that's
do you feel like he my fault to interrupt, feel me? Do you feel like he abandoned his responsibilities because you feel me? Yeah, you maybe you or even your mom's ain't turned out to how he expected it to be.
I mean, bro, at the end of the day, who cares about what he wants, bro? It's not his life.
That's my point.
Who,
That's my point. What I'm saying, like you feel me?
who
Though,
cares
like
about what
our
he
parents was
whether he
raised to
expect?
be a certain way. So when
Bro,
we not
listen,
the same
that's
way
not
that they expect us to be, this ultimately this is what happens.
that's not an excuse, bro. At the end of the day, I'm sorry. Like that's like you don't when you make a kid, you don't just bring it back to a store because the kid don't look right to you. Like that's a responsibility you have to take on forever, nigga, to the day you die. Just like marriage. You feel me? Like, come on, imagine that, nigga. You telling
I agree.
yourself,
That's a fact.
man, I can't be a dad because I can't do this or I can't do that. What do you mean you can't do it? Is it you can't or is it because you don't want to? Because there's a huge difference with that. A lot of these Garifuna pops out here, nigga, don't fucking use that as an excuse to excuse them for being shitty fathers, bro. Them niggas decided to walk out of their kid's life and continue being who they are. And now that niggas is old and dying and 60, 65, and 70, now you want to build a fucking relationship when I'm in my 30s, nigga, or my 20s, and my life, I've done a lot without you. What the fuck do I need you for?
Do you
What
feel
do I
like?
need you now?
Do you feel
Facts.
like it's because they think I like maybe he ain't turned out as bad as I thought he
Bro,
was going to
listen,
be?
bro, you're focused on the wrong thing. I don't care what like. I care about what they want, but I don't care about what they want because what they want does not pertain to me. I am my own person,
You
bro.
proving our
My
point
dreams,
though. Nah, you proving our point because that's exactly what we was
my
just talking about. You
dreams,
proving our
my
point.
dreams is not their dreams, bro. Their dreams is not my dreams. Like I didn't ask to be here. Like I didn't ask to be here. I didn't wake up in a dream and said, "Hey, I want to be born. Can you conceive me?" No, like they brought me in this world, so now I have to figure out what I'm gonna do with my life when I get to that point in my life and that time. Like, yes, they had to raise me and all that. They had to be there for me, but then after that, when you've done your job as a parent and you're out there in your work, now you gotta figure yourself out. You gotta figure things out. I'm not gonna fall back on how my parents was raised. Like that makes no sense to me. That makes me feel like I'm going backwards. I'm not moving forward. I'm not
Nah, you proving our
evolving. Like
point
we're
though.
just
Nah, you proving our point though. I just want you to know you proving our point. Like that. That's exactly what I was just saying. But you proving our point.
Like at
Honest,
the end of the day, I like honestly, and I'm sorry to like cut you off. Honestly, to me, it like how they were raised. That's not an excuse to me. I mean, that's an excuse to me. That's not something that I could just be like, oh, you know what? I understand. Like, no, like you was in this world a lot longer than I was. You
But
had
do you
enough
ever
time to hear.
consider that? Do you ever consider?
No, why would I consider that? Why? Why would I do that? They are older than me, bro. They were
Nah, I ain't
here
gonna
longer
lie.
than me.
I ain't
They was
gonna
on this
lie.
planet longer than me, bro.
I ain't gonna
Why would I
lie.
consider that?
I consider it low because I like to see both points. So like, you feel me? If I'm going through a disagreement with my mother, you feel me? I try to figure out like I try to take a step in her shoes and try to figure out why she feel the way she feel, and ultimately it just end up in a point that she wasn't she wasn't raised the way that she raised me. Whether she didn't want the same thing for me that you feel me, like her parents didn't want. More of the story, however she was raised, that's not the way she raised me, whether she wanted it that way or not. So I try to take a step in her shoes. So like,
You
all
got a
right,
job, right? You got a job. You
do I
work,
have a
right?
job? Huh?
You work, right?
Nah, nah, I just moved over here. You feel me? I just moved out
Okay,
to
let's
Houston. I don't got a
okay,
job currently.
let's just say you got a job, right? You're at this job. You wouldn't want to be in a different position, putting in all this work, this time. You getting paid from this job. You want to get paid and all that, right? You don't want to stay stuck in the same position for 20 years, right?
That's a fact.
You want to be
That's a
able.
fact.
That is my point, bro. That is what Honduran parents are. They are stuck. They're mentally they are stuck, bro. Whether you want to accept that, whether you want to accept that or not, bro, they are stuck, bro. You have some parents out here that still think it's 1989, bro.
But
They
that's why I
don't
try
think
to
it's
put
2000.
myself. That's why I try to put myself in my
How,
mother's shoes.
bro? You're younger than them, bro. What can
You're
you
right.
really
I'm
tell them,
younger.
bro?
I'm younger. It's nothing. It's nothing that I could
What
tell
can
her.
you really
But I
what
just
can
try
you
to.
tell them? Because you can't put yourself in someone's shoes if you've never experienced that
That's a
yourself.
fact. But I
You're
just
not
try
old
to.
enough to you're not old enough to understand that, bro.
You're
You're
right.
not, bro. Like you gotta be able to relate, bro. When you say things like this, like you gotta be able to know I've been through this before, so I know I can like you feel me? Like if you talk about something, you want to be able to have the knowledge so you don't embarrass yourself
At the
and
end of the
people like
day,
this do.
at the end of the day, we can never relate to our parents. You feel me? They way older than us. Even you feel me? Even your parents. At the end of the day, we can't relate to our parents. But all I'm saying is me personally. You feel me? I try to put myself in my mother's shoes just to see like why she feel the way that like so disrespectful. Like the way I act is so disrespectful. It's because she wasn't allowed to. She didn't have the opportunities that I have today. The way that she raised me to speak to her parents. The way that she speak to her parents whenever she feel like it's something wrong. You
All
feel
right,
me?
so answer
I'm
me
not
this
saying like
question.
I can relate. I'm not saying that I can relate. I'm just saying
Answer
that
me
like
this.
I just try to put myself in her shoes to see why she's saying the shit that she's saying. You feel me? I just try to view her point of view. Like I'm not about to just go back and forth with my mother just cause I can't relate to you. You way older than me and shit like that. I just try to see, you feel me, why she's saying the shit that she's saying because she at the end of the day, ultimately, our parents couldn't speak to their parents that way. I can't say your parents, but because
Yo,
I'm way younger than
I
you.
just want to know. I just want to know, bro. What does any of that have to do with you, though? That's
None of
the
it
real
got nothing to
question.
do. None of it got nothing to do with me, but I still take it into
So then,
perspective though.
that's what I'm
I still
saying. Like,
take it into perspective because I don't want, you feel me. I love my mother to death, bro. I don't want my mother thinking I'm just going, feel me. I don't want my mother to think that I'm talking back to her. Feel me, whatever it
bro,
might be, is disrespect. It's not disrespect. It's just me as a person. But I still understand at the end
you
of the
know what?
day that you wasn't raised that way.
You know what you're doing, and I get it. I get the optimism, but you know what you're doing. You're trying to see the other side of the fence, bro. And there's nothing on the other side of that fence. Is what I'm
You
trying to
always
tell
got
you.
to consider the other side of the fence. If it's none, you
There's not.
always got to consider the other side of the fence.
Yes, when you can relate, but you don't relate to any of these things. So you can't put yourself in your. You never did what your mother did, bro. You
That's a
can't sit
fact.
here and be like, you can't sit here and be like, I'm gonna put myself in my mother's shoes, and you never did what she did. You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
fact.
Your mother did shit that a lot of motherfuckers would fold. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people would fold, not just men, but women too. And you
The fact.
never been through that. You never went through that. You never that never happened to you. So even if you sit here and be like, yeah, I could put myself, you can't, bro, because it's like, what can you really say that she can sit here and be like, you know what, son, you're actually right. It's nothing you could tell her
But our
until
parents
you
ain't
go
never
through that.
gonna agree with us though, that you feel me? Like they never gonna agree. I don't know, your
It's,
situation might
it's
differ. I
not
don't know
that
about your situation, but my
it's
parents
not that
never
they
gonna agree
never
with me.
agree because it's not that they never agree. It's just you gotta give them time. I'm not gonna lie, like, yeah, when we were kids, they were hard to deal with. But guess what? Now you as an adult, they look at you in a different light. You feel me?
Not
So they
even.
tried to feed you. They
I
tried to
feel like
feed
in the
you as many.
Garifuna, my fault to cut you off though. I feel like in the Garifuna community, your parent, it don't matter if you 30, 40, you still live with your mother
I
or not.
agree.
They still look at you and treat you as you still that same kid that came out their womb.
That is
Yeah,
true.
because you allowed it. You allowed it, and
It's
I'm
not
sorry to
that
say
you,
that.
whether you
Yes, you
allowed it
did.
or not, that's still how they view you. You could not allow
Bro.
that shit. That's still how they view you.
I have
When
a
you don't allow it, that's when they say you being disrespectful.
wait. I have a question for you, Javi. Javi, I have a question, and
Yeah.
this is exactly what I wanted. So, Javi, how long did it take for your mom to actually respect you and see you as a grown man? Like, no cap, like seriously.
Shit, it took a long time because I had to fix myself too. I wasn't really perfect. I wasn't really a good son. You know what I'm saying? I'm going in and out of jail. I'm getting caught with weed and all types of shit. I'm missing school, fights, getting jumped, getting robbed. So it was hard for her, but it took a long ass time like for me to get there with her. And although it's not the respect that I actually want, and when I say that I don't mean to say it like in a bad way, it's just the respect that I'm actually trying to work for to get. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a bit difficult, but we there. You know what I'm saying? We getting there. It takes a while. Because sometimes like they just like it got to take for something for them to see to know that what you've been telling them all along is like it was right there in front of you. Like now you see it. Now you know.
And like, do you feel like that relationship between you and your mom is better now than it was, like, let's say, 5 years ago?
Yeah, 5 years ago it was terrible. 5 years
Okay.
ago was bad, but now it's like we good.
And
I
and
can
who
sit
do,
down and have a
and who do you think made more effort to make that relationship work? You or her? Or it was 50-50?
I'm gonna say it was 50-50.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it was 50-50. But
I,
like in my household is different. Like, my mom's like we stopped like doing like garifuna things like when I got to high school, like when I was like 15, 16. So now I'm just out there on my own, just making my own friends, meeting different people and shit. So everything that I ultimately learned growing up, like it was fading because I wasn't around it a lot until I met your brother and you guys and all that, and then I started going to the parties and more. But it started getting real messy. Like it started getting real messy with the confrontations, the fights, the drunk niggas, the coming to parties and niggas is hating, all that extra shit. Like I got tired of it. Like you feel me? Like, and then just, the women too. Some of the women, like, it was just too much.
oh
Like
yeah.
just the entitlement, the attitude, the just parading yourself on social media, like just everything. And I'm not gonna sit here and blame like Garifuna women are the only ones that do that shit. Like you feel me? Everybody be doing that shit. It just but it's just I was around them for so much, like it made me stop wanting to chill around niggas because it was always something stupid happening all the time.
Let me ask you a
And every
question.
time yeah, and every time I try to hang out with certain niggas, like, they thought they was on that shit thinking that I'm better than them and I'm light skinned and I got nice hair and all this extra shit and I was never on that time. Like I
Let me
never
ask you
looked
a
at any
question. You feel did you grow up around? Cause I feel like nowadays it's prevalent. You feel me in the Garifuna community. Did you grow up around a lot of females, or did you have like a lot of male, like male,
bro,
not necessarily male
I have
figures, but
I have
did you have a lot
I
of
have
male in
nothing
your family?
I have nothing but girl cousins, bro. Like
Thank you.
that's
You
like I have more girl cousins than male cousins. Like male cousins,
Not
We
just
didn't
cousins though,
struggle.
like just in general. Like, did you grow up around like you coming up from a kid to a teenager to the adult that you are now? Did you grow up
Nah,
around more females than males?
I must say it was 50-50, but as far as like my family go, it was always girls, like all the time. It was always girls, all the time. They friends, they cousins, just one big ass family.
And Harry, I want to ask you a question, right? Because I know where I stand when it comes to my sister, and I can damn well tell where you stand when it comes to your sister. Okay,
Yeah.
me personally, it has happened to me before. So, like, I even told Safi, yo, don't do that shit again. But it was on some serious next level demon shit. If it's somebody that I know, right, somebody that I grew up with, tries to talk to my sister in that type of time, it's a huge issue. Like mega huge. Let's say it's somebody. Let's say like okay, Okay, we carry ourselves like cousins, but we're not really related. All right, but his family is from the same pueblo that my family's from.
My
Mas-
pops is actually cousins with your pops.
Hold the
That ass.
fuck up.
You know, that
Okay,
ass.
that's something new to me now. Honestly,
Yeah. No cap.
was
Nigga, your moms is related to my dad too, bro.
what Guerrero or what?
Yeah. Facts.
'Cause I know he's a Maximo, and I know Maximo's a Masca.
Yeah,
So
but we got Guerrero in our family
I
too.
probably
No
related to
cap. That's
him.
like our. That's our. I think that's our first name. I think Maximo's our second name, but no cap. Like but I
oh
know
shit,
for sure, like I like for sure. I know your pops and my dad is cousins. No cap.
holy crap!
Yeah, for sure.
I need to get the.
Wait, so you're a Guerrero, Javi?
No, I'm a Maximo, but I got Guerrero in my family
Yeah, you
because I
probably
got
my
cousins.
cousin some way somehow.
Somehow,
I'm a
yeah,
Guerrero.
yeah. So like honestly, like me personally, I feel like okay, I'm not gonna use Javi as an example because we might be family, so it might sound disturbing. So I'm gonna use one of my like high school friends. Let's say my friend Kevin or Sean was to come and try to talk to my sister. I would take that personal because
Yeah,
But is
I
they
would
that
so
take
is
they,
that
that
the
personal.
hold
they
on?
this
But
Question
but
for you.
I do have like before you actually, I'm not gonna lie. I know too many niggas. So I know little niggas and I know niggas my age. Niggas my age is a fucking no no. All right, you
facts,
should be looking at my sister like she's your little sister. And if
facts.
I know a little nigga that's like her age, it's not really much I could do about it. You know what
Question
I'm
to
saying?
both of y'all now. Question to both of y'all now. Is that the family in y'all? Like we may be family, or is that just the overprotectiveness as an older brother, the big brother?
To me,
I'm not overprotective with my sister at all. My sister is a grown ass woman. She can do whatever the fuck she wants and see whoever she pleases. But I gotta agree with Samia. Like it's just certain boundaries you just don't cross. Like you
All right,
know
so
what
go
I'm
ahead,
saying?
Sam.
It's like fucking
We
it's
let.
like fucking somebody baby mother. Like you gonna fuck somebody baby mom?
All right, so we gonna let Sensation answer now.
me personally, it doesn't have to do with like the family thing or it's just about the principle. It's not. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be family because my friend Kevin and Sean they like African American, so it doesn't have to be about family. It's just about like if you seen my sister grow up, like you seen her when she was in her fucking diapers. Why are you gonna try to fuck her now? It's weird. Like to me, it's like I've never crossed that. I've never done some shit like that. So I could stand on that. Like the new saying goes, I could stand on business when it comes to that. No kizzy, right? When it comes to that part, personally, I really don't play. Like Safi knows where I stand. Like, I might not be hood like Javi or anybody else that grew up in the hood now, but when it comes to the people that I fucking love, I'm a Navy SEAL. I'm an Army Ranger. I'm a Marine. I'm a fucking gangster. I'm a MS-13.
So would
I'm all of that. When it comes to my sister or my brothers, I'm all of that put together.
MS-13. So what? So you want to say like that's overprotective? Like, cause MS-13 that's not overprotective to me.
Now, honestly, when it comes to my siblings, I will go that far. Honestly, like we okay, my family, like my siblings and I, even my cousins Amel, Joanne, and Anthony, we have a special bond where most people don't have. We literally grew up almost in the same fucking house. That's unheard of. 7 people in the same, almost like the same exact
That
way.
was like me though.
But we literally fuck with each other heavy unto this day as grown-ups. There's a lot of people that they grew up like that when they were kids, but then when they become adults, they're separated. That relationship is no longer there. If you call Amel, Anthony, Juan right now, we all still have the same conversation we had like 10 years ago.
I agree and disagree because me personally, I'm still. If anything, I could say the bond grew stronger. Like the bond was already strong when I was a kid, but I could say now like it grew even stronger.
I agree.
Like I'll do anything for my cousins, feel me, my brothers.
But do you know if they would do the same for you?
Whether they do the, I
It
don't.
matters,
You're
it
right.
matters.
Nah, matter of fact, I do know. They will 100% do the same for me.
Okay. That's what I wanted to hear. That's honestly what because I know for a fact you grew up more in the era of Juwan and Anthony, and I know that for a fact they have your back 100%. I have your back now. Don't get me wrong, but we built to this over the years. We built to this. Like I got to know you better, and you got to know me. You still getting to know me. I'm getting to know you. But I feel that genuinely we have a real relationship as if we known each other since we were like. I mean, I'm older than you by like 13 years.
That's true, but at the end of the day, we family. You feel me? Us individually, we got to know each other, but I didn't meet child side like this side of the family because for me, I was disconnected from all of this, just only for personal reasons as well. Like I didn't care to go meet. You feel me, Joanna and Anthony. I love them to death now. I'll do anything for Joanna and Anthony. I didn't care prior to me knowing that side of the family or even you too. Like feel me, somebody come up to you at the daiquiri plug or whatever, acting crazy. I'm on that. I'm on that for you because at the end of the day, we family. But me growing up, I didn't know that side of the family, so it's hard for me to say I'll do anything for y'all when I didn't necessarily know you at that time. I met you when I was a kid, but we reconnected later on in life as adults. But it still feel like I knew you my whole life when that necessarily wasn't the case.
There we go. I agree. I agree with that. 100%. Me personally, like I'm the same way. Like now as an adult, even you're gonna get to that place one at some point in your life where like you're gonna come to an age where there won't be like the song "No New Friends," no new friends, no no no. Literally, that happens for real. Like there comes to an age where like okay, no new people come into your life in the sense that like yes, you're gonna make acquaintances and people that you fuck with, maybe go to have a drink and stuff. But those people that you share internal memories with, that door won't really be open like that no more.
It's hard to say that for us though, because even though we didn't share the same experiences, I'm way younger than you. We still have family members that connect, that could share the same experiences.
But we family.
Yeah.
But if we wasn't family, let's say strangers, we're just meeting. That's where I'm coming from. Like, there's no way. Like when you go to a certain age, like me personally. Like me, in the mind, I should have told you because I saw it coming. Like me personally, I was like, yeah, at this age, like I don't have the room in my life to try to make new connections like that. Meaning, like if it's not about my business, about my money, I don't like when you're a father, a husband, you don't have that much energy in you to be like trying to sustain multiple relationships besides your household.
So what would you say about like a close friend? Because that's I'm not that old, but that's how I feel now. Like I don't got. To be honest, I don't got space for new people that could, whether friend, you feel me, or a friend of a friend. I don't really got space for new people to come into my life because I feel like I'm set on family and shit. But if it's a family member, like if you my brother, not brother by blood, but you my brother and you got a real close friend as brother too, of course I'm gonna be open to seeing your personality
Yeah.
or who you is. But stranger, there's no seat at my table for strangers, like for a real life strangers. Like I don't got a seat at my table for you.
That's exactly where I was coming from. Yeah, exactly. When it comes to family, yes, it depends though because it depends. Like only because we used to fuck with each other 20 years ago doesn't mean you're the same person now. There's some people that like probably they went to the streets, they became drug addicts, maybe they even became fucking murderers. You never know. So like to me, I have to get to know you again. Like we have to reconnect and see if you still got the same morals and ethics that you used to have like 20 years ago. So to me, it's very important because I have kids and I have a wife. I'm not just gonna bring anybody into my household that I feel that got compromised morals. Like if I feel like you got lingering eyes, you know what lingering eyes is?
Yeah.
Exactly. So if you got lingering eyes, how the fuck am I gonna bring you around my wife? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of niggas have that. A lot of niggas be looking at your wife funny. So me personally, I'm the type of person that I be watching at all times because I gotta protect my ladies. I'm the only man in this house. Now you are. So my other man is a little boy. So I always felt like I gotta protect my pride like a lion. Why, Javi?
Right.
So I was testing to see if he was there. Yeah.
What
You
the
could?
fuck? I bet
don't
thought
know.
you
Can
disconnected or
you
something.
see?
I ain't even see. I see his face. I see his nose at least.
Oh. So like yeah, so I feel like personally, I mean like to me um like a family is important to me, but not more important than my family in my house, my kids and my wife.
That's
Uh,
a fact.
that's 100%. I made that clear to my brothers and my mother and everybody. Like yo, like if my finances or things are not going right at home, don't expect me to jump to your situation. My situation at home is first at all times. Let's say my wife is sick, I'm attending to my wife at all times. Like even let's say, excuse me, let's say my mom and my wife is sick at the same time. It's a tough fucking decision, bro. It's a tough fucking decision. But I'm gonna choose my wife first. I'm explaining. No, no. I'm explaining why. I'm explaining why.
No, it's not a bad thing though. It's not a bad thing.
I'm,
It's everybody got, you feel me, separate
Yo,
preferences. But me,
before y'all get into this conversation, I'm actually gonna have to go. I gotta get ready for work tomorrow, but it was fun being here with you guys.
thank you, Javi.
And until the next time, man, I will be here.
just let them know, Javi. We at the Daiquiri Plug this Saturday at 8 o'clock.
This Saturday at 8 o'clock, we're at the Daiquiri Plug getting it jiggy, jiggy.
Yo,
DJ Sensation on the ones and twos.
yo, you're gonna have to record that shit for me for real, bro.
I got you, man.
Yo, that shit was good, bro. Like, you gotta record that shit for me and send it, bro.
I got you, bro. I got you.
Thank you,
All right,
Javi. I
y'all. Y'all
appreciate
have a
you.
good night, all right?
All right,
Yeah,
man, good
buiti
night.
going you, bro.
Yeah.
Alright.
You speak Garifuna, say it back before you log out.
Nah,
Buiti
I don't
going
know
you.
how to say it, bro. I ain't even
Buiti
gonna hold
going you.
Wait, say it again.
Buiti going you.
Witi gonyu.
Oh, you said it. There we go. You said it.
All right,
Alright,
bro. Have a
y'all.
good night, bro.
All right, good night, y'all.
Good night, bro. Thank you. Yo, shout out to Javi again for showing some love and everybody that been with us. But like going back to the conversation, bro. Like honestly, I said that like if my mom and my wife get sick at the same time, right? I would choose my wife first. Okay, this is the reason why. I love my mom to death, and she knows that. She fucking knows that. But at the same time, my wife is not just my wife. She's the mother of my kids as well. My kids
got a
still
point.
need her. They need her. They need her more than they need me. Don't get me wrong. I know my kids will need me, but a mother is always essential to their kids. So like, if I gotta pick and choose in that moment, I'll pick my wife. And not only that, my mom has lived her life. You know what I'm saying? My mom is almost in her 60s. My wife just turned 31, so she's just getting to the mature age. So it's like when you look at everything, bro. When you look at everything, if you gotta shoot, let's say you're on a cliff and you're holding both hands, and you know you're running out of fucking energy to hold both of them. It's a tough decision, bro. But it sounds fucked up. But I'm pretty sure people that are in my position understand where I'm coming from. When you married, have a family, you have to pick, especially if your wife is a good wife. If your wife does everything she needs to do day in and day out, you have to choose, right?
I was getting ready to say you bugging, but when you put it into that perspective, you 100% correct. I don't got kids, so I can't say you feel me, but you're right. If I was in your shoes, I'd probably say if I had kids and shit too, I'd probably say my wife too. So you 100%. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But me, like the person I am right now with no kids,
Of course,
I'm choosing my mother.
of course, of course.
But you're right. Like once I have my own little family and shit, got my own kids, I probably end up saying the same thing too along the lines. Cause it's true. Even with the bond I got with my mother now, like as a kid, like your kids, the kids bond with the mother is something completely different. So I 100% agree with you.
Yes, I like me personally, I'm blessed. I'm blessed with a good woman, so I know. Like to me, it wouldn't be a easy decision at all. I know probably I will hold it on my heart for the rest of my life, but like sometimes you gotta see things how they are. You know, it's like I'm pretty sure like if my mom is not a narcissist, she'll understand where I'm coming from. She'll like, oh no, my son shows his wife over me. If she understands if she listens to exactly what I said,
I wouldn't even, sorry to interrupt, I wouldn't even say that though, because she raised you to be who you are today. So I wouldn't even say like,
right?
if my mom is a narcissist, at the end of the day,
never,
you're a family man. She raised you to be that way.
Exactly.
She raised you to be a family man.
But some people change. Some people change with time. Like you'll be surprised, brother. Yeah. Some people like you might have known that they were a certain way like 10 years ago. Sometimes certain life experiences changes them. It happens. Like I met people that were like morally fucking straight. They went to fucking war. They came back crazy. Now they don't look at life the same way. They look at life like black, strictly like me. I kind of look at life black and white. It's hard for me to like find that gray area. I do, but it's hard for me to find that gray area. I feel like either you do it or you don't. Either you make excuses or you don't. Either you love or you don't. Either you hate or you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard for me to be like, oh, he might be a little bit of a hater, but he still supports. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you a fucking hater. Like I'm not gonna say, oh, he hates on me, but he still shows out to my party. No, he probably shows out to my party just to see what to hate on. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I see it because of the other thing that he shows me is higher than the other side. So like me personally, I feel like I never went to war. But that world affected me in the sense that I saw a lot of moral challenges where I saw people that broke their ethic code over nothing.
That's true.
But yeah, me personally, I feel like certain life decisions, like at the beginning of the episode, the prior episode, consequences, it holds weight. I feel like if you're prepared to cross that road, cross that bridge, then by all means, do what you gotta do. But just know that sometimes certain decisions, like fucking incest, is something that you can never take back. Never. Especially when you do it on purpose. When you perfectly know that that's your family member, you know that. Like, you know that, but you still purposely choose to go ahead and pull the trigger. Then it is what it is. Now, if you didn't know, then you already crossed that bridge multiple times. That's not on you. That's on your parents and your grandparents because they could have done something about it. So yeah, but anything else, bro?
I'm good over here.
We done?
We done.
Everybody that tuned in with us tonight, thank you so much. It was a whole vibe.
That's a fact. We just want y'all to know. Make sure you're at the Daiquiri Fest this Saturday at 8 p.m.
Yes, we had the Daiquiri plug. This Saturday, starting at 8 p.m. 1454 Lockwood Drive. 1454 Lockwood Drive, Houston, Texas. We bring the vibes, good hookers, good drinks. You already know. Pull up to the Daiquiri Plug, 1454 Lockwood Drive. I'm going to be playing the tunes that you already know. I'll be on my worst behavior. I'll get you on your worst behavior. Take out the demon horns out of you.
No hate. Let's all unite as one. As the Garifuna community, let's all unite as one. We don't want no competition. We just here for the good vibes. Like that's not what GME is not about competition. We about good vibes. We just want everybody to come out and have a good time.
Facts. So see you this Saturday and then see you on the next episode next week. Thank you.
We going, y'all. Good night, y'all. Hope y'all all have a good night.